The last 8. Carter reaching it. Curry dribbles across to half court. Stops, backs up, shoots a 3 early. It's on the way. Got it! He tied the game! 18 seconds to go. We're tied at 111.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. What a game Saturday night. And the game the Warriors had to have with Giannis Antetokounmpo playing for the Milwaukee Bucks. Stephen Curry reminds us all why he's great. Reminds us all once again of why he's that guy. And it reminds us once again, Shasky, on why we should still have hope with this basketball team that drives us insane. Drives us crazy. As we say, good morning, everybody out there getting off their graveyard shift. If you're at work, what is happening? If you're getting ready for work, what is happening? All the security guards, ushers, bakers, cops, firefighters, teachers, students, you know the drill. Good morning to Spadoni, Lubman, and you, Joe Shasky. You were in the building Saturday night. It was a dull game, and it was 2 minutes and 5 seconds left. Steph Curry said, no. We're going to excite everybody here. We're going to send everybody home feeling good tonight on a Saturday.
You know, let's pause here for just a second. Saturday night games, you and I have talked about them. They do feel different. Like, they really do. I love these standalone Saturday night games. I saw Mark Jackson and whoever, Van Gundy. Right. I'm assuming it was Mike Breen.
Mike Breen, yes.
Yeah,
Mike Breen.
When you see him on the floor before the game at half court, I don't know. It was something really cool about the environment on a Saturday, downtown San Francisco. It feels like the city is slowly creeping back to life with the Irish parade over the weekend, St. Paddy's Day parade. So it was really cool to be down there. And to see Steph Curry do that when the team desperately needed, I thought he had that and one on the layup where they got the pocket picked at half court.
Well, Ben Taylor's not calling anything.
The referees don't even start me.
They're even bad at JUCO. I was watching the City Fullerton game. The referees are bad at every level.
Well, it's just I had a lot of fun, at that game. And I think a lot of Warrior fans had a lot of fun. And boy, that stadium, end of that game, it gets so loud in there. Every time I'm in there, I kind of underrate how loud it can get at times. Yeah. And I know there wasn't a lot to cheer for a couple quarters, but in my head, I'm thinking, all right, they lose this game. All right, they were close. Boom, Milwaukee takes the lead. They go up 8 late in that game. I thought it was 2.5 minutes. Somebody in the
2 minutes and 5 seconds.
That's crazy because it felt over, and I kept thinking, God, we're gonna be dissecting this one. Jordan Poole played and just this guy, that guy, all the little what ifs, and for them to pull that one out. And Steph Curry's gonna be the headliner. Dante DiVincenzo and Kevon Looney doing all the dirty work hustle plays. God, what a fun win.
I know you love that, but it all starts,
of course,
and it all ends with number 30. It all starts with him. And look, man, as we say, good morning to everybody on YouTube, by the way, YouTube, Twitch, and the Xfinity Mobile text line. Thank you for always rocking with us as we add another hour to our show, and I'm kind of dreading that this morning. I'm going to miss that 9 o'clock, just getting out of here, getting to the gym, 9:30, whatever. It's all good. Steph is just, in his first 4 games back since damaging those ligaments, we didn't know when he was going to come back. He had damaged some ligaments we'd never heard of before. Never heard of these things. And he's come back in 4 games. He's still shooting 50%. He's still shooting over 40 from 3. He's still giving you 33 points. There has been no drop-off whatsoever in his game.
No.
Now, you can make the argument can Steph Curry adjust to the rest of the team? No. It's up to the rest of the team to adjust to Stephen Curry because he is that guy. We wouldn't ask Michael Jordan. We wouldn't ask Kobe Bryant. We wouldn't ask LeBron James, hey, why don't you scale back a little bit and let your team play? No. This is his team. This is his system. This is his culture. And so for him to say, you know what, boys, get him on back down the stretch. We're not losing this basketball game. We got to have this game to stay in the top 6. And tonight's going to be another one of those nights against Phoenix. That to me was like, wow, this guy at the age of 35. And today, by the way, is the 11-year anniversary of the Monte Ellis trade.
I know, we were talking about that in the green room.
11-year anniversary. And thinking that the Warriors are saying, hey, Milwaukee, Steph or Monte, your pick.
It's crazy.
Crazy, right? Some people will deny that, but the streets know that the Bucks had their pick, and they said, give us Monte Ellis. We don't trust the Yankees with Steph Curry. And Ekpe Udo. And you get back
was he from
Andrew
Baylor?
Bogut. from Baylor.
Wow.
They made the Elite Eight. They lost to Duke in the Elite Eight.
Just such an incredible trade. I mean, we were talking about that one. Like, is that the greatest trade in Bay Area sports history? Right? Like, there's the Jeff Kent trade. There's the OJ trade, which coincided with the Niners not having 2 first-round draft picks.
Right.
So they move up. But that's more of like a domino effect move. And I guess this one can be filed that way. Jerry Rice, trading up to go get Jerry Rice is an all-time trade. Steve Young, trading for Steve Young. This one, though, not only did it just signal so many different things, like they freed everything up, and yeah, Steph's the GOAT. But the thing with Steph too, beat. Now I was thinking about this Saturday night. Joe Montana, what we laud him for is those fourth quarter comebacks,
right?
And his ability to be the most clutch at the most needed times,
right?
Why don't we talk about Steph that way?
Well, because there was this narrative about Stephen Curry that he's not clutch.
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
He doesn't hit game winners. And I laughed at that for so many freaking years. So many years of like, wait a minute. We're really going to knock him for missing some tough threes down the stretch. Now, I want to go back to the trade for just a second.
Yes, go ahead.
I don't know if it's the biggest trade in Bay Area sports history because the McCaffrey trade just happened.
Yeah, it's a good one.
But maybe it's the most important trade in Bay Area history because it unlocked Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
And it unlocked one of the most devastating backcourts in NBA history.
Well, and I don't think, as much as we talk about the backcourts, I don't think they even become close to that without Bogut.
No
I
doubt.
think at that, incubations phase, Bogut was so important that first full season that he was able to play.
Yep.
I think it opened up everything. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, Bogut, you draft Festus Ezeli, you get Draymond Green in the second round, but it also unlocked Klay and steered away Harrison Barnes as well, but it steered away for Klay Thompson to slide into the shooting guard spot and start and learn to grow with with Stephen Curry. And I remember when the trade happened, Stephen Curry basically sat down with Klay and was like, hey, this is us now. This is our franchise. This is our team. Let's make it rock. But you talk about the clutchness, right? So Stephen Curry on game-tying go-ahead shots in the last 3 minutes this season. 14-20 from the floor, 6-10 from the three-point line. Now, I don't know what this field goal thing is. It's a new stat.
Effective field
goal percentage, which is, to me, is whatever. But 85%.
Is it the new plus-minus? The new war?
By the way, I saw a defensive plus-minus for Nikola Jokic. Nick Wright, your boy. Because everybody was like, whoa, the San Antonio Spurs went 19-32 when Jokic was a primary defender. And Nick Wright comes over the top with some, well, the defensive plus-minus says Jokic is a plus defender. He's got a better defensive rating than LeBron James and Giannis. And I'm like, oh, Nick, wrong. Here we go again. Come on. So it's the highest effective field goal percentage for any player without
the stats.
It's just Nick Wright. Just take a playoff.
Are ruining sports.
Take a playoff, please.
Not everything needs to be
a stat, a number, a plus minus,
subtraction, multiplication, and division.
We know what it is. When Jokic gets involved in a pick and roll, he's barbecue chicken.
Do your eyeballs matter?
No, apparently it doesn't.
I mean, why
does it?
But why do we boil it down to numbers at every single turn? I mean, why is that?
I don't know. You tell me.
It drives me nuts. Could you imagine sitting there trying to break down, your freshman basketball team?
Right.
Hey, our effective field goal percentage isn't good enough.
Right.
Your plus minus is why you're not playing.
Right. Just give me the 14-20. That's what Steph is in the last 3 minutes of game. 3 minutes of basketball games this season. All right, he's 14-20, 6-10 from 3. It's the highest effective field goal percentage for any player with at least 15 game-tying or go-ahead field goals in the last 3 minutes in the play-by-play era. So what does that even mean?
The play-by-play
era. What does that even mean? Now, that's status according to Warriors views. I'm going to roll it. Play-by-play era. Did we not do play-by-play back in the 60s?
I guess
or the
not.
70s or the 80s? Somebody break down what the play-by-play era is. The fact is, Stephen Curry's been clutch this season for the Golden State Warriors, and he was clutch on Saturday night.
Take that for data. Ridiculously clutch. And for them to, obviously get it into overtime was an accomplishment itself. And then in overtime, it just, boom. I think it was 2 Klay threes and then a Steph three. Is that?
Klay had a couple two-pointers. I know he had the
2 pointers.
Remember the little move he had against Drew Holiday? He up and under, gets in the air, goes off the backboard. Klay Thompson woke up in the nick of time because he was sleepwalking in the first half with the foul trouble.
I was going to say the foul trouble. He sat pretty much the whole second quarter because I kept this. That's the only negative is that where my seats were, I couldn't see the overall because it'll show you who's on the court.
Right.
But it won't show you on the
The
scoreboard.
overall roster.
Yeah.
It doesn't do that on the scoreboard.
No, and so I couldn't find that. I'm like, what is going on with Clay? And then I had to
3
Google
fouls.
it, and I'm like, it's the 3 fouls.
He picked up 3 fouls
You know?
with over 10 minutes left in the first half and basically sat. But Steph Curry in that second half, 7 of 13, 20 points. That's just in the second half alone, not even including overtime. Klay Thompson with 14. You mentioned Dante DiVincenzo and Looney. And look, I went on that rant Friday.
What's that?
The rant when I was talking about the dudes and everybody,
Yeah.
you know, well, Anthony Lamb and Ty Jerome. Well, one week you guys want Anthony Lamb, one week you want him. Like, make up your mind. Last year you didn't want Bob Myers, now you want Bob Myers to resign. I can't get, whatever. When this season, when it comes down to it, and if the Warriors want to get to where they want to get to, which is the NBA Finals and win another championship, which would be the 5th with Steph, Dre, and Clay, and Iguodala. It's about them. It's about Steph.
Yeah.
It's about Clay. It's going to be about Looney. It's going to be about DiVincenzo. It's going to be about Draymond Green, who came back with the ankle injury. And I thought the rapport with him and Steph down the stretch was just unbelievable. It's going to be about the dudes.